These are the good old days. Have any of you heard of this quote, this saying? I actually saw it in a plaque in a hospital gift store, and I bought it for a friend of mine, a dancer friend of mine, for her housewarming party, maybe slash birthday party. But I still remember those words because when I gave it to her, she really reflected on it. These are the good old days. I feel like we need that reminder constantly because I don't know about you, but I have found myself looking at pictures or videos of myself from months, years, especially years back, where I'm like, oh, I want to get back to that. Like, I want to look like that or feel like that, or that was a really fun time. But then I think about it and I'm like, during those moments, during whatever I was experiencing during that time, was I actually aware that I was enjoying it? Was I aware that this was a good time? That years later I would be looking back on and reflecting on, wow, like I want to get back to that. I want to have that energy or have that hair or have that shine in my face or, whatever it is. And I think that we can perpetuate this. Like we can just continue to not realize that the moment that we are in right now is actually a good old day. In time, it's going to be a good old day. And I want to be able to, years from now, look back at it and say, yeah, I knew it was a good old day. And I'm so glad I made the most of it. Hi everyone, it's Tasleem again, and this is my channel, Tasleem Layla. Thanks for visiting. In my last few videos, I was talking a lot about showing up with self-love and not shaming ourselves, especially our bodies. And I've also talked about how this can happen in dating, in our dancing lives, like where we compare ourselves to other people. But this quote, like, these are the good old days, I think really if we sat in that and really thought about it, we would hopefully let go of that comparison and let go of, not feeling like we're up to where we want to be, because years from now, we might be looking back and saying, wow, I was in a really good place back then. And I didn't milk it for all it's worth. I didn't appreciate it. So I wanted to just do this video to remind you to appreciate the moments. And it probably won't come as a big surprise to you that dance was and is one of those places. I'm going to say is because I realize I'm not dancing the way that I used to be, but I'm going to take that advice right now and just remember that whatever I'm doing right now, dance related, even when it's just like me dancing in my room with music on. I was listening to some reggaeton earlier and just like playing around with my hips, like seeing which way they move. I'm going to say that I'm going to remind myself that these are the good old days. It doesn't mean that they can't get better. They can. But I'm also going to sit into this feeling of like, I moved today and I was using my body, and I'm on camera right now doing this video and I'm feeling good, and I'm going to say I look good. I'm going to really like take that in, because later on down the line in my future, I don't want to look back at this or think back to the moment where I was just playing around, dancing around in my room, thinking that, wow, like, why didn't I appreciate that more? I really do believe that actually the more that we do appreciate those moments now, that it doesn't take away from the possibility of them getting better. I think it actually makes the probability of it getting better. It makes it higher, a higher chance that the more we really like tap into what's happening right now, we can grow that and develop it even further in the future. But if we are putting ourselves down in the moment, and I found myself like trying to do my hair and thinking, oh, this looks crazy, like it doesn't look right, and then I was like, no, I'm doing a video about how these are the good old days. I'm showing up the way that I am. This is a good day for me, and I'm going to just hold on to that. And I realized that whenever I lost track of that, dance definitely was one of those places, and is one of those places that gets me in the moment. It puts me in the moment to remind myself, like, this is a moment to take in all the senses, to like really just be here now. And that fits right into this whole idea of like, these are the good old days. They really are. I don't even know if this is making any sense, but I just wanted to like remind you guys of that message. And how ironic or fitting maybe that I found this plaque in the window of a gift shop in a hospital. Because oftentimes it's when people end up sick, or like in a state of, they're in like sickness, or they're not feeling good, or they're around other people that they're going to visit in those places, which was my situation at that time when I found the plaque, that we realize like, oh my God, we complain about so much going on right now. But when something worse can happen, then we realize, wait a second, I was doing well. That was a really good time in my life. Like, why did I complain about it? And yeah, if you're losing track of that, if you're not able to like find those moments and just be with yourself and really like, I want to say like engulf that moment, like really allow it to engulf you, and you engulf the beauty and the like, just the pure realization that you're here right now. Whenever you lose track of that, put on some music, dance, move. Your body will remind you for you that these are the good old days. Whether you're doing the dancing in your own space at home, or whether you can go out and do that and spend it with other people and remind them of the same thing, like make it true that these are the good old days, and remind the people around you so that you all sit into that realization. I want all of us to like, years from now, look back at all that we were doing in this moment and be like, yeah, those were the good old days, and I really lived them. I really lived them, and every moment can be like that. So today it's Sunday, and I don't have particular plans. I'm going to meet someone new that I haven't met yet, and I'm um, just, you know, gonna sit in my body and just keep this idea in my head. Not just in my head, actually, in my whole being. These are the good old days. Go out and enjoy them. Enjoy it. Thanks for listening.